Guys, please subscribe. Thanks. All right, 12:02, Clay Inferno going live. Here we are, one time. We're going live today, Clay Inferno. Thanks for tuning in. I'm live on twitch.tv/Clay Inferno, and I've got news and other things to go over. This is a great way for me to do bonus content for anyone that listens to my podcast. I think this is great with Clay Inferno, which comes out sometimes, but we did season 2 and it's ended. Then I figured what I could do is do these shows, release them on my feed as I have been, and then we can have bonus episodes up there, plus keep the momentum going on my downloads over there. They actually did me a solid and gave me over here on Fireside FM, they gave me my little badge. Where's it? Achievements. Here I am getting a wave, and I've been with Fireside for 2 years, and I've also crossed the 5,000 download mark, which is really cool. There's my little awards. I thought that was cool. I get my 5K in there over at Fireside. It's not a lot of podcast downloads when you think about it. When advertisers want to get on your program, you have to have something like 10,000 or 100,000 downloads a month, which I don't have, but I'm glad to get a little award. That's cool, you know what I mean? And I found a great use over at Fireside FM for the note section for the podcast. So here's the preview of next week's episode up on Fireside. And it's a great place for me to put all the notes of all the things I want to talk about, and that we'll talk about on this AMA stream today. Somebody asked me something on Instagram, so I'm going to get to that question certainly today. We could just start and go down the list of what I have planned to talk about today on live with Clay Inferno. I think this is great live. Camera 2, I still love you. I'm in love with you. Camera 2, here we are streaming. So here we go into my list. This week I got to speak with the father of Thanos. That man's name is Jim Starlin. And he's really famous for making the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Stones, everything everybody loves about Josh Brolin as Thanos. He's the guy that created Thanos and has to do with Captain Marvel and all the cosmic stuff at Marvel. So he has a book from the 80s called Dreadstar that was out on an imprint called Epic Comics. And Epic Comics at the time the creators could hold on to the rights to their books. We get into that. That is a League podcast episode. It's probably going to go up this week, and I'm really excited. It was really nice to talk to Jim. He's such a sweet guy, and he's been through the ringer with all of the publishers, Marvel, DC, Epic, and everything like that. This imprint is called Ominous Press. They do a lot of cool stuff, and it's a Ron Mars, longtime Marvel editor. And this is the kind of stuff that they have there. Yeah, just super cool guy, great conversation. So we got that up on the League podcast feed at some point in the very, very near future, because I'm sure that they want it up there. I just want to remind everybody that over at leaguepodcast.com, we do have a lot of new episodes. We've got the War on Looney Tunes. That was my idea, to go in there and take a look at some of the cool Looney Tunes on HBO Max. Before that, we have the League was split on this one. We were split on George Lazenby's On Her Majesty's Secret Service James Bond movie. John and I quite liked it. Darcy did not. It's going to reference something I'm going to talk about a little later in the podcast too, which is just a general aesthetic that attracts me to certain movies. And I did like that guy was James Bond just once, and that was it. That's cool. We have League versus Enter the Dragon in honor of the late, great Bruce Lee and all of the amazing inspiration Bruce Lee has given generations now, basically starting what became MMA. But more importantly, he was an actor. He was a great guy. He made his own special mark on martial arts themselves, and he was just a badass dude, man. He was so cool. So what else do we got over here? Oh, this one was really fun. The League versus Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. and my co-host, they worked at a video store together a long time ago, and this was really fun to revisit. Was saying that I didn't really remember Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, being any different than a typical episode. I think we talked about how it's just might even be shorter than an actual episode for the feature film. So I just thought it was like part of the whole catalog. Probably at the time I did know that it was special, that it was a movie, but you know what? We're getting up there and we forget things. Or I am, anyways. I should speak for myself. Not everybody's getting up there, but nobody's trending backwards either. Nobody's doing the Benjamin Buttons. We're all going somewhere, and hopefully we'll all be around for a real long time. And then in the James Bond world, we are bounding through Bond. We're bounding through Brosnan, so we do have all the Brosnan. Let's see if these are tagged up right. Pierce Brosnan. No, I think we're missing some of the tags, but they are all there. League versus World is Not Enough. League versus GoldenEye. But we're in there. We got Interview Buzz Dixon. We've been doing some cool stuff over there, and it was great to talk to Jim. And on top of that, also on that website, leaguepodcast.com, we have the events page. And the reason that I am mentioning and plugging these shows is just that people are excited to go back to concerts, right? All these shows are on sale now. The Nerdcore guys are coming through town. I got to shout them out. We've had MC Lars on the podcast. We've had MC Frontal on the podcast. We've had Megaran on the podcast. We haven't had Schaefer the Dark Lord on the podcast, but we have to remedy that, dude. He's got to come on. Those guys are rolling through. They'll be here in September, and tickets are on sale now at City Winery. That's not my show. Obviously, go check it out. A ton of shows at Hard Rock Cafe, Aurelio Voltaire, The Little Merman. This awesome band, Warish. This band, Warish, right? This is the son of famous skateboarder Tony Hawk, Riley Hawk, who's also a famous skateboarder. And they're a really cool punk, but it's not really a punk band. I think even the dudes on the show would really dig this band. They're like Incesticide Nirvana. They describe themselves as that, and it's totally appropriate. I see why they did that. So it's like kind of punk, it's kind of rock and roll, Planet Booty. Cybertronic Spree, don't forget about them. Cybertronic Spree is a special. We've interviewed Flint Dilly, and we're obviously in love with the Transformers. So Cybertronic Spree, that's in November. A lot of these shows are in November, just because of the way people are starting to think about going out to concerts. This show is way in the future, Oakley Dokley. Anyways, I just encourage you, fans of live music in Boston, if you're watching this, then please come check out our shows. Check out every show. I'm just not ours. I'm just saying, like, the only reason I mentioned it was that concerts are back, baby. Oh, big news. I never thought I would be the kind of person that says that I'm working with an artist, but I'm working with an artist. Her name is JD Zavala. She's got a famous dad, too. I bet kids flip and hate it when their parents are mentioned. But I feel like people think that's cool. So I don't know. I feel like conflicted about it because JD and Riley are both very talented, and I don't disrespect them by mentioning their parents. I maybe just say I know I'm proud of like where I'm from. I'm proud of my parents. Like both of them for different reasons, and to this time I love my dad. He's like the coolest. He's still my like superhero. He's more Superman to me than anyone else. So I hope that people that are famous in they have famous parents or whatever don't hate me for saying that. I'm saying it out of ultimate love and respect. Like I think it's cool that your dad is a member of Eurythmics, and I think that it's cool that this kid's dad is Tony Hawk. It just shows that they made good kids that are like talented. And I'm going on and on here, but JD has a new single out, but we pushed the single, we did the best we could there, trying to get a lot of streams. And if you can go to jdzavala.com, it's right there, just as it is. It's not a really hugely unusual name. You could probably remember it and then type it in. But anyways, we got a new video. The thing is, like I said, I'm just like super proud of these kids and like what they're doing. Like JD's video is awesome, man. It's awesome. So I'm gonna play it. Actually, you can find it on YouTube. I can switch to it and we can watch it here together. I guess maybe I'll probably cut it short because I don't want to get flagged for like playing her music. I want you to go stream it too, so she gets a credit, because people won't know if they see it here. You know what I mean? Listen to it on Spotify, watch it on YouTube. We're gonna watch the video now, but watch it again, show it to people, because it's really cool and part of the general theme of movies and TV stuff I want to talk about today, where there's a certain aesthetic that I really like, and she nailed it here. Dude, I'm telling you, this is awesome. I'm gonna cut to JD's, never be the same. She wrote, directed, started, wrote all the music, produced all the music, recorded all the music in her bedroom. This is what Billie Eilish did, and I'm just so proud. I'm psyched to be working with JD, and she's the coolest, and check it out.
Got the pools and chairs, always lay around when you're not there. I'm like the sickest around, out with the crew and the coast top down night. I think I'd rather forget it, it ain't gonna hurt if I don't let it. I really thought it'd be a good surprise. I'm sorry for the things that I feel sometimes. I know it's selfish, but I've gotta go. I love you, but you know we'll never be the same. I love you, but you know we'll never be the same.
That was incredible. I was kind of lost in it a little bit. And Tom, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, amazing colors in this video, amazing production, so cool. And she does have a Instagram story filter. It's, if you follow at JD Zavala on Instagram, she has a filter and you can make your stories look like that video because she's so talented that she even made it in an Instagram filter. So I'm blown away. She's the best. Please, everybody go follow her. Give her a stream. Follow her on Spotify, YouTube. Billie Eilish is directing her own videos, and I think JD's is just as cool. I'm sorry, I think it is. It's so good. So incredibly good. Thank you for watching that with me. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for playing my own artist thing. I guess if I do, I can contest it as myself. But whatever, dude. Whatever. It doesn't matter. People got to check it out any way they can. But please give her a stream or follow somewhere if you can. I decided to do this second stream yesterday, and my good buddy here asked me a question, and I hope y'all can see it. Here I am with my boxing gloves on with the promo piece for this stream, and if you could set up a celebrity boxing with anyone in the music scene, who would it be? Come on, man! You're gonna catch me on this one, because you know what? People that know me know who it is. But people that don't know me would be surprised I would even have someone. But I think that there's plenty of love in a big old sea of Boston music scene. There's certainly been bands that I've been annoyed by. That is for sure. And I've actually gotten into a couple of fights, to be honest. Why don't I just get real? Let's talk about my Crooked Nose, which I believe is an indie rock album. I've been in fights with bands before. There's this band Battles. Those guys were like gonna fight me at the Middle East one time. And it was like over this long-standing beef. It sucked. And then one time I went to the Model after my birthday and I saw somebody getting beat up. And I picked them up off the ground. And then somebody from local thuggy gang started beating on me, beat up my face. I had to have my dad pick me up from the hospital. It was like pretty embarrassing. I was drunk, so like I do take responsibility for that. I don't drink anymore, but it was weird because I got like a mafia style apology. It was like, somebody requests to meet you. And I was like, okay, you know where I am. I've been standing at this door at the Middle East upstairs for the past 6 days. I'll be here tomorrow too. But yeah, I just really want to apologize. I didn't know who you were. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? F that. It was so dumb, but I guess I got an apology. It didn't matter. I was like in the hospital. But anyways, I just got my nose fixed, my deviated septum fixed up, and then some other sinus stuff going on. And the doctor said my nose was like really messed up. And I'm not like, I really am not a fighter. I like don't seek conflict, but I've caught a few punches right in the face, which sucks. But I'm really not a fighter. I don't want to fight anyone in the Boston music scene. I want everybody, even the people that I don't like, I want them to all go back to work, make money, make a competitive live entertainment marketplace for everybody to just have a great time and party and sell beer, and it doesn't matter to me who it is at this point. Just go out and flourish. Even if we butted heads in the past, I will say that even if we butted heads in the past, I wish you the best. Go make that money. Go sell tickets. Go sell beer. Do your thing, and let's all do the same. All right, so that's my diplomatic answer, but I feel like I talked a fair amount of shit. People might remember that story when on my birthday when I got beat up. It was pretty messed up. So, anyways, oh wow, guys, come check out my next door, which is like a wild place where I think I shared with everybody that I had went and helped an elderly lady move some air conditioners into her windows, and so I like to pop into the next door now and then. I checked it out this morning and there was some hilarious stuff, and then I guess it kind of changes. So this nice lady, Jessie, is promoting her Brighton's Farmers Market, which I had just seen a flyer for up in the center of town. I was doing my laundry this morning. Brighton's Farmers Market returns. This is good news. This is news for the local community. It's Wednesdays starting in June 16th all the way through to October 27th. It's from 2 to 6:30, rain or shine. In October, it switches from 2 to 6. And that is clearly there. And when I saw this flyer, to be honest, I was a tiny little bit confused myself. But then I thought about it for 1 second. I said, oh, yeah, it's shorter in October because it's colder outside and we have less sunlight because of stupid daylight savings time. So this person, rips into this lady. This is confusing. What day is it even open? What is it about October? She's just losing her mind. Then somebody else responded with a really nice message. But man, next door is a wild and crazy place. It goes from being the sweetest place ever to like the cruelest, meanest place ever. And there was something about stolen gas. I found it. Here it is. Stolen gas. My husband just found out his car fuel is drained. The car was parked in the driveway. Should we report it to the police? And then just what people are saying is just the wildest. Your imagination cannot make this stuff up. Like somebody saying, absolutely, I want to see all the comments. Absolutely report it. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, okay. The stuff about reporting to police is whatever. Figure it out yourself. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have shown all of them, except I should have just shown top. During World War II, there was gas theft. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? And then I gotta get to this really awesome political post that somebody posted in here just because it was like, wow. It starts getting into the Keystone pipeline and people losing their jobs and all sorts of crazy shit that has nothing to do with the initial question, which is, should I tell somebody about this? Which is, of course you should, because you got your gas, somebody stole your property. You should report it to police. And they might tell you, when you call them, they might say, there's nothing we could do about that. But they probably want to know if somebody is going around stealing all this gas and whatnot. Those are the two wild things that I saw on Nextdoor that I thought was funny. Anyways, what else we got going on? Milestone Comics is coming back, and that was reported by CBS News. Milestone returned, which is great. It's a black run division of DC Comics with 4 black creators, Dennis Cohen. So very cool. That's a cool thing. And, oh, this place, I want to share with you this awesome place that I went to yesterday in Braintree. We went on a little excursion where we went to a couple of different Buddhist temples, and we actually meditated at this place, which is the Bodhi Buddhist Meditation Center, and it was just really cool inside there. Let me load this up here. Yeah, I know you had to wait, but it's worth it. Yeah, check this out, man. This place is so awesome. This is one of those huge bells you'd see outside of a Buddhist temple, and you've seen a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of cool. I took pictures of the wood because I love wood and wood carvings. Look at this stuff, man. It's so cool. Very intricate designs. This was the Buddha and all the fruit offerings in there. I have a couple of different pictures of the Buddha. It's just cool, man. So where we were, another one of the bell, and then a big drum. And I believe the Bodhi place is Vietnamese. And here's a wider shot. And this big bell in there, gong type bell. And then, oh, look at that. Okay, so then I sent this picture to my family because my dad is like a tree guy. My brother-in-law is a tree guy. This is a gigantic stump cut, and it's painted, which I don't like, but there's like little stools and just a table. Like you can come out here and sit and eat your lunch or something. It's like super awesome. Then there's Japanese red maple. This is me checking in. It's going so fast. This is me checking in with the location tag and this very nice, cool statue out front. This was the first place we went to, and I'm sharing this because this is the hexagrams of the I Ching that are on my snake eyes tattoo. And so this is basically Ascension. So very cool. I don't know. It's in Chinese. People know. So we went to this place first with a different Buddha, different offerings, but we realized we were in the wrong place, and the lady was opening stuff up. So I stuffed a bunch of ones in the donation boxes. We were like, "Oh, sorry, we were in the wrong spot." But this place was nice. Just go and meditate for a little bit yesterday. Super fun. A great way to spend the afternoon, I tell you, is like going down to check out various temples and whatnot. It was very cool. All right, here we go. Getting into the meat of things with the news. We've got Loki. And is Loki darker than it seems? I think last week I said the key to Loki being good is Owen Wilson. I was absolutely correct in that assumption. He was awesome. It was a really fun episode, and it continued the style of, even though I haven't finished it, that the X-Men show that was on FX, I can't think of the name of it. Oh, or just like the look of Clockwork Orange and like Wes Anderson films too. They just the 70s office aesthetic. And this article in the Atlantic is talking about Kate Herron, who's a 32-year-old director, and this is sort of her baby, or maybe she's a showrunner, and she cites Clockwork Orange and Children of Men as the aesthetic. Very cool. Even JD's videos had a lot of cool filters on it and stuff. And I really love the look of this. And there was fun animation in it too. She cites Brazil, Blade Runner, Metropolis. Cool. All the big hits. Aesthetically, I love this show the most. Even though I did the 80s through all the different time frames of WandaVision, I would say that those like WandaVision effects and stuff were really cool. But yeah, so I like the aesthetics of Loki. I like the story so far. Is it my favorite MCU TV show? It's too early to say. I don't know. It's good though. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be super fun to watch the rest of that. And Stacy and I are watching Legends of Tomorrow. Here's the season 5 trailer. But anyways, yeah, like Loki's a Legends of Tomorrow type situation, because he's got to go fix timelines, and they all spread out all different places. And I guess we're all hoping that timelines will merge like the MCU into the X-Men and Spider-Man universe, or I guess they already do that in Spider-Verse. They do it in DC anyways. I guess people understand multiverses, so it's not like really a big deal. But The Legends is a super fun show, and it's not serious, and it doesn't have the same sort of aesthetic that I like, where it looks like Mr. Robot or whatever. But it's super dumb and fun, and like John Constantine is like he's not a parody, but he's the most basic version of John Constantine that you could possibly get. He's very broad. It's like a cartoon. They're all cartoon characters, and I think Sarah's cool. I like all the characters on there. In this season, actually, it's disappointing because it was the last one for Brendan Rouse, because he was great, but I think they fired him. I'm not really sure why they fired him, but they fired him. Which is sad, but we've watched a couple episodes of season 6, and that's really good too. But yeah, I was just wanted to parallel between Loki and Legends, because he's like trying to fix the timeline or something or other. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Let's get into it. Cannabis news right now. Here we go. Does cannabis interact with the COVID shot? At least through here, Leafly, they are saying that anecdotal evidence points cannabis use pre or post vaccination being okay. Almost 301 million Americans have received a dose, and the number of new COVID cases continues to decline. So I think they're saying that they don't think that it has an effect. That's good for some patients out there that are choosing to get vaccinated. Talked a little bit last week about the tax reports and what that means. What it means for Arizona is that for jobs, cannabis jobs are increasing, at a market pace. The state has seen a rapid increase in hiring for cannabis jobs. Of course it has. They would see another 25,000 industry jobs for Arizonans over the next 5 years. That's a lot of jobs, dude. And you know what it is? It's a lot of tax revenue, and it's a lot of good vibes out there. So create jobs, create revenue. It all makes sense to me, dude. Legalize it, as the wise man once said. And then I literally saved the best for last. This one is Connecticut, and the Senate narrowly votes to legalize marijuana in Connecticut. Sort of a local news story here. Senate passed legislation early Tuesday that will legalize recreational marijuana in Connecticut, sending the bill to a closely divided House of Representatives. So it's still unclear whether the House has the votes. There's a lot of Republicans in Connecticut. Nothing against Republicans. There's just a lot of them there that they don't like the cannabis legislation. So that's somewhat of the party line. Keep an eye out on Connecticut for their legalization strategy. That's about it with the good news from me, Clay and Ferno. Thank you. And I'd like to just say thanks for tuning in. Check out JD Zavala's video, Never Be the Same, on YouTube or on Facebook. Stream it wherever. Add her to your Spotify. You can pre-save things so that when you follow her, you'll know when she has a new release. And it's really cool stuff. So that's it for me. And I will see you chumps later, as we say over at the podcast.